January 19th, trade journal ended up being a very good day, but today was definitely a day where if you did not know the bias, you were going to get wrecked going short. And a lot of people I seen in the ICT community got messed up going short, but there were a good amount of people that were able to catch longs and understand, hey, maybe we're changing bias here. But looking at coming into the day, so coming into the day, we swept 2023 high. So let me mark this. 2023 high. 2023 high was swept overnight. So looking at the 4 hour, I seen that this high had been swept really soon, which kind of sucked because I wanted that high to be left intact for coming into the morning. But what you can see is I seen that price swept the high and we barely retraced and moved higher. Like immediately after sweeping that high, um, we ended up moving 100 points higher. So that to me is showing that price does want to go higher. And this is where I had seen a lot of people get mixed up. Like, oh, we just swept previous year's high. There's got to be a short setup. Or we're too high. There's got to be a short setup. I'm not going to long because we're too high. But looking on the 4 hour, I had seen price swept and we continued to move higher. Price was not showing a willingness to continue lower. We just cleared these highs right here, these relative equal highs, and we blasted right through them. Little retracement continued up to the previous year's high and then blasted right through that. So coming into the morning, even though we had swept previous year's high, I was still very bullish. Um, so coming and looking at the morning, I was looking on the 30 minute. Where are we here? Yeah, so I was looking on the 30 minute and I was looking at this price leg right here. So let me replay it. I came in, I was looking at this swing low to this swing high, and it almost lines up to the tick. Maybe it doesn't in Q, but I had seen that price was coming down into this 30-minute bullish fair value gap in discount. A lot of the other people that trade ICT that were bullish wanted to see us come down and tap this 4 hour bullish fair value gap. But thing two, I was keeping in mind, we just swept all-time highs and we are not retracing. Um, so that is automatically showing me that we continue, price is going to continue to want to go higher. So we should be looking for the next discount array. And the next discount array is right here. But this 1 hour for value gap 2 um, held. But I was looking at this 30-minute for value gap. Price came down into it, touched the bottom of it. We respected it. We almost moved through it there. And this wick was showing me, hey, price is not getting through this, and it is very explosively moving up. So from there, I was looking to take it to the, well, I mean, new high, but looking at the trades from this morning. So this morning, I did not want to take a short because we were inside of this 30-minute fair value gap. So if we draw out the fair value gap, price did not ever close below it, but looking in on the 1 minute, we do get it's a really ugly buy model, but it is a buy model, a little bit cleaner on the 2 minute, but price, or we opened up and I had seen that price just immediately moved lower and tapped into that 30 minute. So from here, I was looking for a long. So I did take a long on this little change in state of delivery, but it wasn't actually a change in state of delivery and it was not part of my model, so I should not have taken it. But I did, came back on me, got knocked out. But this trade, I held through news. Today we had consumer sentiment and some preliminary interest rate red folder news, but I took a long off of, I don't even know where. Oh, off probably it was equilibrium of this order block, and wanted to see this high get targeted and then continue higher. But news came out bullish and we hit that high. So a bit of a gamble there. Maybe it was probably something I shouldn't have been in, but then we come down. And the thing here that I noticed is we did not have an SMT at this low. Um, so not SMT, I like to use an SMT for more confluence, but just looking at price, we respect this lower low and we also sweep this sell side while respecting this uh, lower low, and so this would technically be a stop rate. We move up very impulsively. We get a 1 minute for value gap. Price hits it, respects it, move up. We come back through, hit this 1 minute for value gap again. But if you look, this 1 minute for value gap is in discount. This is the only 1 minute for value gap of this price leg that is in discount. So when price comes back into there, it goes up again, and at this point, I am pretty confident taking a long and that we are going to be respecting this 30 minute. So I take a long inside this little tiny 1 minute for value gap. I think it was barely in discount. Yeah, it was only halfway in discount, so not a great fair value gap, but price did close below it, but it held this order block, and price continued to move up. And about, I was in here two contracts, two NQ contracts, and I got out right here because this was not this was choppy price action. I was not happy with this, so I got out one contract here and then got out my other one here, even though I wanted to seek this buy side right here as the terminus of this buy model, but I just ended up getting all out there because I was not in the mood for trusting this market right now after how choppy it had been. But price did end up moving to buy side and it did end up running significantly higher after it had swept buy side. After it swept buy side, we ran, let's see, we ran 140 points already. So very, very bullish day. But looking at the trade that I'm actually good with, looking at price, price is in a 30-minute for value gap in discount. Market just swept previous year's high and expanded higher and is not showing signs that it wants to retrace very hard. 30-minute for value gap in discount, also 1 hour for value gap in discount. Price is respecting it. Price comes down. Oop, where are we here? So price comes down. We have a stop rate. And then even from here, and we're respecting that low, this is already enough to go in. That 1 minute for value gap right there, you could have entered off of that. Boom, enter off the fair value gap. And then now you're just waiting. And then so for pyramiding orders, how I would have done this is I would have taken one out of this fair value gap. If we get it, so we get that, and then price continues to move up higher. We have this other fair value gap. Oh, bought too late, but buy another one in there. And then taking it to the next subsequent highs. But so be out there, and then we would just take the next ones to terminus there. So otherwise, really happy with this trade, and it checked all of my things on my trading checklist in a high time frame PDRA, 30-minute in discount. There was a liquidity sweep. Stop rate, it doesn't have to happen, but there was a stop rate. We did get a market structure shift right here. And we didn't have a breaker on this, but we did have a fair value gap, and I was very confident with my draw. But overall, really solid day, and glad I could get the bias right.